So again, we're going to be looking at inventory again. We're going to do chapters 5 and 6 combined. Now, if you looked at the page that I've uploaded earlier, it's got a lot of stuff in there, but it also ties in with chapter 3 as well, being able to exercise and using your chart of accounts. So this is what I want you guys to keep practicing. So here is all chapter 5 and chapter 6 combined all together. All right. So let's get started. So here, your inventory method is periodic LIFO. Okay. Assume that sales tax is 8.25%. All right. So on May 1st, we purchased 500 brown. Yes?
I can't see, all I see is your initial for your name. I can't see any paperwork.
Okay. So go ahead and do Spotlight so you can find my name, because right now I can see my screen is active.
Nothing either. It's just your initial.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah, I have it on Spotlight and it's not showing.
There's 3 of her name on the side if you look, because I just had to do it too. There's 3 of her name for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Presentation, if you pin that one, it should pop up.
If anything, put your guys's format it to put sidebar.
Already.
Okay. And all you see is just my icon.
That's all I see.
Okay. Let me go ahead and exit real quick and to reactivate my continue. All right, so on May 1st, we purchased 500 brown mugs at $2.65 each. Freight is going to be $100, and we bought this on account from Cuppies Co. Terms are 5%, 15 net 30. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice journalizing this, posting it to our inventory worksheet. So, okay, so we just purchased 500. I'm going to go ahead and do my journal first, because that's always first. Number one thing is your journal. And I'm going to go ahead and we were on May 1st. Okay? All right. So, what do I do here? What is going to be my journal entry here? Okay, remember, our inventory is going to be periodic and it's LIFO.
You're going to debit purchase expense, trade expense, and credit accounts payable.
Good. All right, same thing that we've been practicing all week long. So we're going to do a purchase expense. Then we're going to do a freight expense. And we're going to do accounts payable, because we said that we put it on accounts payable. Now, another thing that we also do is here, so this is the example I'm going to show you. So in this case, I want to know who my vendor was. I bought this from Cuppies Co. Okay, and because I have it on account, they gave me terms of 5%, right? 10 or 15, net 30, okay? And I'm also going to indicate here actually how many items I actually purchase. All right, and I'm going to do comma 500 brown mugs. Okay, at 180, 60, 165, 165?
265.
265, okay, 265. All right, boom. Now, what accounts numbers do I have associated with purchase expense and freight expense and accounts payable? So we got purchase expense.
Purchase
It's-
expense is 551, trade expense is 511, and accounts payable is 201.
Yes. Okay. So this is us practicing journalizing properly. So in this case, my purchase was 551. My freight expense was 511, and my account for accounts payable was 201. All right. So let's go ahead and take a break from here real quick and calculate the amounts in our inventory worksheet. So here the date was May 1st. We bought 500 items at $2.65 each. So what is my total purchase price here?
13.25.
13.25. Oop. There you go, 13.25 cents. And how much was our freight? Do we remember what freight was?
$100.
Freight was 100. Yeah.
511.
No, up here. That's the account number. So freight here cost us $100. So freight is $100. And now we're going to add them together, and what do we get? 14.25. Yes. And what method are we using as far as costing method?
LIFO.
LIFO. So therefore, do we need to solve our cost per item? Yes, we do. Yes, we do, because we need to keep track of our inventory. So yes, we need to keep track of it. And here it's for $2.85. But let's just, open it up just to ensure that it came out even, and it did come out even. So it's $2.85. All right, good. What happened next? Oh, no, let's go ahead and go back to our journal and journalize this amount. So we're going to journalize the $13.25 plus the $100 freight. All right, so back to our journal. We have $13.25 and we have $100 freight, which in this case, my total accounts payable is going to be all right, $14.25. Okay. What happened next?
Return 15 broken mugs for full refund.
Okay, we encountered a broken mugs, 15 of them. All right. So what do we do here?
Returns and allowances discount.
Yes. Yes. So on May 5th. Now, let's go ahead and determine what account we actually have available. Do you have a purchase returns and allowances?
Yes.
Yes, and it's account for 556. Good. All right.
Returns, sales returns and allowances?
We did not sell yet. We received inventory, so therefore we made a purchase.
Got you.
Okay? So question to you. We put this on an account, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what is my journal going to be looking like now?
We put it on an account, so it'd be accounts receivable?
That's dealing with our customers.
Okay, so we're dealing with the returns, right?
We're dealing with returns from our vendor.
Sales return slash allowances.
Not sales returns. We didn't sell our product yet.
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable, because now we're dealing with the batch that we're dealing with our vendors, right? We owe our vendors this much. Now we found 15 broken mugs in our batch, so we're requesting our vendor to give us a refund. So in this case, we are decreasing our accounts payable. And we are also decreasing our purchase returns and allowances. Okay? And this account here was 201 and 556. All right, and in my description, I'm going to go ahead and indicate it now so I kind of know. How many broken mugs did we return?
15.
15 broken mugs. Oops, I'm going to go ahead. Return 15 broken mugs for full refund at $2.65. Okay? So I'm going to do my calculations on my inventory worksheet so then I can transfer that over into my journal. So I'm going to come here down below here. We returned a total of 15 items. How much did each item did I originally purchase them for?
265.
265. All right, and then if we calculate our total cost here, how much am I going to get a refund for?
39.75.
$39.75. Okay, so I can go ahead and go now back to my journal and say, okay, at least I know I'm going to get $39.75. $39.75 because I've calculated it. Okay. Now, what happened next on the same day?
Sold 10 mugs at $9.99 for cash.
Okay. Now, we also have the assumption at the top. Assume that sales tax is 8.25%. So don't forget that you do have to charge tax. So you sold 10 mugs at $9.99 each for cash. Okay? So, what is my journal going to be? What is the transaction at hand?
Purchases.
Mugs, account 150, right?
Okay, that's
Or no?
inventory.
We have sales going on.
We got sales, good.
Yeah. Okay.
What did we receive?
Cash.
Money.
That's right. We received cash. So that's our very first thing that we need to recognize. All right? When we're dealing with sales. All right, let's see. Let's double check my account first before I assume that we have cash. Do we have cash as an account?
Yeah.
Yes, number 102. Okay? So, next question is we incurred sales. Now, is sales a debit or a credit?
Credit.
It's a credit. And is my sales specific in my chart of accounts? No, it's just sales.
Sales.
All right. What else do we need to include in here if we incurred sales?
Tax.
Sales tax payable.
Yep, we have to include sales tax payable. Okay? Sales tax payable. Okay? So here, what was my sales account? What number was it?
401.
401. And what is my sales tax payable account number?
230.
230. Okay? Good. Now, how many total sales did I actually incur?
I'm sorry, again, please.
How much total sales did I incur? I sold
99.
Yes. We sold 10 cups at $9.99. So therefore I have $99.90. Okay? Now how much is my sales tax in this?
8.24175.
Okay.
Sales tax is
Sales tax has to be
8.25.
yes.
Or am I tripping? Okay.
The
Mhm.
total, she's given the total 82.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay? Yes, so $8.24. So in this case, we do need to round our number because you can't charge a tenth of a penny for tax. This one you have to, you're receiving cash. You're not gonna, no one's gonna cut a penny in half and give it to you. So in this case, we need to round to the nearest penny. So what is my total amount I'm supposed to be receiving? 108.14 is correct. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and indicate here cash sales of 10 mugs. Okay. All right. Everything okay there? All right. So let's go ahead and look at the next scenario. What happened next? Okay, so we finished everything on May 5th.
So accounts, we sold more mugs, so now, and they're, so accounts receivable.
So what happened? So what happened here? Oh, I'm on the wrong date. There you go. May 6th.
We sold 20 mugs on account.
Okay, on account. But is there a specific account? To customer A on account, okay. Terms are 10%, 10, net 30. So we have our first customer that wants to put their amount on an account. Okay, so they sold 20 mugs to them. So customer A, and we gave them terms 10%, 10, net 30. So how do we journalize this?
Accounts receivable.
Yes, we're going to, so was it the 6th of May? We're going to have an accounts receivable, right? Receive. Okay, accounts receivable. All right, what else accounts are we going to be incurring?
Sales and sales payable.
Sales and sales tax payable. Okay. All right, and what is my account number for my accounts receivable? 103 and 401 and 230, right? I can look that from right above. Okay. All right. So how much was my total sales for?
199.80.
199.80. Okay. And then lastly, what is my sales tax for this 199.80?
1648.
1648 is correct. All right. And then lastly, what is my total amount that customer A is going to owe me?
216.28.
216.28 is correct. All right. And then in here, I'm going to indicate sold to customer A. All right. And my terms was 10%. If they paid me within 10 days, if not, they're going to owe me the full amount in 30. All right. Now let's go ahead and just give a little prediction. When would this person be able to make the discount?
May
10 days.
16th.
In 10.
10 days.
So what date?
Would it be May 16th?
It would be May 16. Correct. May 16, this person would make the discount period. Okay. We're just gonna keep that in our mind, in the back of our mind. If they make it, then they made it. If they didn't, then they have to owe us the full amount. All right, good. So what happened next?
So on May 8th, we purchased 250 mugs at 275.
Freight is 50. All right, and we're going to do another on account from Cuppy's Co. And they give us another terms of 5% 15 net 30. So this time we purchased 250 mugs at 275. Now, let's go ahead and lay down our foundation here. Okay, so what was the date again? The 10? The 8th? Okay, so May 8th. All right. So, what accounts am I going to be using this time?
Purchase, so it'll be
Purchase expense,
Correct.
freight expense,
Correct. And accounts payable because we had it on an account. So, there you go. Magic. All right. And we're going to indicate here, okay? How many items did we purchase? So, say, well, let me do Cuppy's Co.
purchase 250
Cup,
mugs.
okay, Cuppy's Co. 5%. 15
At 30.
net 30, comma, and we purchased 250 mugs at what price?
2.75.
2.75. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to our inventory worksheet to just solve for the calculation so we don't have to solve it twice. All right. So here on the 8th, May 8th, oops, May 8th, May 8th. All right, so 250 at $2.75 gives us a grand total of what? 687.50, and my freight was how much? 50? Sorry, I lost my mouse for a second. Okay, so there you go, 737.50. And what is my total cost per item? 295 even. Okay, good. We're getting really even numbers here. All right. All right. So 237.50 is our total. We got 50 freight and 687.50 for our inventory. So let's go ahead and journalize this. Okay. So my purchases is yeah, there you go, there you go. See, that's what I'm saying. So this is a great thing about Excel is you could just do the calculation here. $50. So my total accounts payable is going to be for this one is going to be for $737.50. All right. Good. Now, let's go ahead and see what happened next. Yep, same date.
50 mugs. 50 mugs were returned because of the wrong color, but there wasn't a full return. It was a 15% discount.
Perfect. Okay, so they were 15% discount, right? On your on your account. Oops, typo. On your account. And you accept it. You accept this 15% discount off of the 50 mugs that you are attempting to return. Okay? So let's go ahead and lay down our foundation. What do we have here? Returns and allowances. Purchase returns and allowances. Now, what else are we decreasing as of this?
Payable.
Accounts payable. And this is purchase returns and allowances. Hold on, I'm gonna pause the class real quick. Let's go ahead and continue. You don't have to mute your mic. Just be very aware that when you're shuffling your papers, it may be very close to the microphone, and it could be that. All right. Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and continue here. So we left off here that we're trying to attempt to return 50 mugs because they were the wrong color to Cuppy's Co. And they offered us a 15% discount and we accept it. So let's go ahead and journalize this. So we already laid down our foundation that we're going to decrease the amount that we owe. So here we have accounts payable as a debit. And that account is number 201. And then lastly, our purchase returns and allowances, because we're dealing with our vendor, right? We're attempting to return a product that we purchased them from. Hence, so now that count should be 556. Okay. So that there is my my attempts to return my cups. Now I'm gonna go ahead and write here that we are getting a 15% discount on 50 mugs that were originally cost at $2.75. Is that correct? And we can leave it there. Now let's go into our inventory worksheet so we can calculate it there. All right. So here we're going to associate that we didn't actually get a return because we end up keeping the black mugs when we wanted brown mugs. In this case, it cost us how much to purchase for the second batch? $275. And my total amount here is going to be what?
The discount amount is 20.6.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and calculate this amount here.
625.
And yes, we want 15%. So we get $20.62. Now in this case, we can't have half a penny. So this is where we're going to round our number here so we can get whatever amount that we are receiving back from this vendor. So in this case, we're going to round up to give us $20.63. Okay? So $20.63. So here, now we can go ahead and fill in our information for $20.63. Okay? Is everyone good so far?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
How did you get the 2063 again? I'm sorry.
So we,
Calculating was different.
okay. So here we go back to my inventory. Okay. So we originally are returning, or we are attempting to return 50 mugs, correct? So if, I'm going to do the calculation here. So 50 mugs at $2.75. How much is that?
Hold on. 50 times 275 was 157.50.
Correct, right? And because we're only giving back 15%, we need to calculate this amount here, multiply it by our 15%. Okay, you put 015. It's just 15 because you're taking 15%, not 1.5%. Okay, so I'm going to erase that real quick. All right, so let me, okay. All right, so we have $20.62. All right, and we return that to the vendor. However, we're keeping the mugs just in case we ever do sell them. Okay, it could be a special occasion that we do sell them. So here, what happened next on May 10th? You sold 30 mugs for what? For okay. For keep reading. Cash. Yes. So now we're going to be looking at our journal again. Now that we have to recognize our sales. So in here, what are we receiving? Yes, we're receiving cash. All right, and my cash account was 102. All right, what else do I need to record? We need to record our sales. And what else do we need to record here?
Sales tax.
Sales tax payable, yes. Sales tax payable. Okay, and my account numbers are going to be 401 and 230. Okay, now let's go ahead and indicate here. How many items did I actually sell? 30 at $9 each. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and write here cash sales of 30 mugs. All right, I'm going to go ahead and calculate that. What was my total sales here? $290.70. Okay, what is my total tax here? 2470. Did you say 79?
No, not 79, 73, right? 73.
I mean that's what I calculated here on Excel. I can double check that. I have 2473. Did everyone get the same answer or anyone?
That's what-
I get 72 cents.
70 what?
72 cents.
Okay, yes. So this right here, because I'm using Excel, if I pull it out, open it up, it is 725. All right. But in this case, I'm going to round it up because it's a penny. No one can give you half a penny. So in this case, what is my grand total here?
324.43.
324.43 is correct. Okay. All right. Now what happened next? Yes, we did another sales. 60 mugs at $9.99 each to customer B on account, right? Same thing, we give them a generous 10% discount if they pay us back in 10 days. And if not, they have to pay the full amount in 30 days. So this time, when we're going to journalize, what are we recognizing?
Accounts receivable.
Accounts receivable. So 512. So this time we're going to do an accounts receivable. What else are we going to recognize?
Sales and sales tax payable.
Sales and sales tax payable. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy that information right down here. So we're going to journalize our accounts receivable, right? Sales and sales tax payable. All right. So how many mugs did he buy from us? He bought a lot, didn't he? 60. So what is my total amount of sales here? $5.99.40 is okay, good. And what is my sales tax on this amount? $49.45. Okay, good. So that means in grand total, how much is customer B going to owe us? $648.85. Now in this case, I'm going to go ahead and indicate here that we sold 60 mugs to customer B, comma, all right, and we also gave him 10%, right? 10 net 30. Now, what about this customer B here? When can he pay to meet the discount period?
22nd.
22nd of May. All right, we'll just keep that on the back burner, okay? So now we're going to be on the second page of our journal now. Okay, second page on our journal, and what happened next? Customer B returns 30 of those mugs. Man, he just bought it from us 3 days ago. Now he's returning 3 of the mugs for a full refund. Now, of course, he meets the return policy, right? Assuming that our return policy is within 7 days, whatever. So customer B returns 30 of those mugs for a full refund. How do we journalize this?
Sales returns and allowances.
This is where we incur sales returns and allowances. Yes. Okay. Is that a debit? Now I'm going to ask you, is that a debit or a credit?
It's a debit.
It's a debit. Sales returns and allowances. All right. And what account number is sales returns and allowances?
556.
Oh, well, that was a lot. What was it? 406. Okay, good. Sales returns and allowances. What else do we also have to recognize?
Accounts receivable. Oh,
Okay.
sales tax.
Yes, we need to do sales tax because, for the amount that he owes us, we also have to take out the amount of tax that we are charging him. And then lastly, yes, you're correct. It is accounts receivable. He hasn't paid us yet. All we can do is decrease the amount that he owes us now. Okay? So, this is 230 and this is 103. Okay, so now let's do some brain power. Because he's doing a sales returns and allowances, he originally bought 60 cups from us, right? So let's go up to the previous one. He originally bought 60 cups from us at $9.99, and he's trying to return 30 of those mugs. What is my total sales returns for just the mugs?
$299.70.
$299.70 is correct. Now, based on the $299.70, oops, let me try to, there you go. What is my sales tax I'm actually going to be taking out of the amount he owes?
2473.
2472.
23.
$24.73. Yes, because we have to round up. All right, so how much total am I taking off of the amount he owes us?
70.
30,
324.43.
324.43. All right. I'm 299.70. I'm sorry. What? I couldn't tell who's speaking up. Someone said something about 70.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So here I'm going to indicate that customer B returned 30 mugs at full refund. Good. Now what happened next? We are on still the 15th of May.
Same day, also sold 25 months at 9.99 each.
Good. Okay, so we sold another 25 mugs for cash. So what are we going to do here? Yes, we received cash, and what else do we need to recognize?
Sales and
Mm-hmm.
sales tax payable.
Good. All right. Boom. And this is cash sales for how many mugs did we sell? Mm-hmm. All right. So, what is my total amount of sales here?
25, let's see.
249.75.
$249.75. And what is my total tax here?
2060.
Oh, 2060 is correct. All right, and then now we need to add them up. And what is the total amount of cash we actually received? 270.35. Yes. Now this is a typical example of a real life business. You're gonna have to journalize the same thing over and over again. But this is also practice for you guys if you guys are kind of not too confident in what you're doing. But yes, good. All right. Now that we recognize the sales, what has also happened next?
Customer A paid us for his original.
All right, so on the 18th, all right, let's go ahead and look at the scenario one more time. When did customer A actually make a purchase?
May 6th.
May 6th. Now, our terms is what?
10%, 10 net 30.
Did customer A meet my discount?
No.
No. So that means this person's got to pay me in full. All right. So I am on May 18th. Customer A pays full in with what?
Cash.
They paid me in cash. So they came to the store and was like, "Hey, how much do I owe?" All right. So I'm gonna go to my journal. Now that we know that this is the scenario, so what is going to be? What was it? May 18th. What is going to be my total amount? What is my account going to be?
Cash and accounts receivable.
Cash and accounts receivable. All right. And we're just going to indicate customer A paid in full. Okay. So here my cash is 102. My accounts payable is 201. All right. Now, let's double check and confirm. Did customer A make any returns or any allowances?
Wait, this should be accounts receivable.
Oh, I'm sorry. 103. Okay. So, thanks for catching that one. All right. So here, did customer A attempt to make any returns or allowances?
No.
No. So we know that the full amount is going to be paid for the full amount. So let's go ahead and find our transaction at the very top to see how much customer A actually made a purchase for. So this is cash sales. Here are sales to our customer A, right? 10% net 10 net 30. here, so he or she owes us for the full amount of $216.28. So here we're pulling up customer A's file. You owe me $216.28. So that's going to be our number that we're going to pick from and say that they paid me for the 216.48?
28.
28. Thank you. So here 216.28 is going to be my number here because that's how much they owe me and they paid me in full. 216.28. Okay. Now, when we actually move into the fictitious business, we do not need to actually go look up in our list of transactions or our journals to find this person. We're going to be introducing you guys to the subsidiary ledger, which is going to be a list of all of your vendors, all of your customers, including your employees, so all your people, right? And what they're going to do is each person has their own separate account, and you're going to know by looking up in the subsidiary ledger to pull up the receipt and be able to find the information a lot quicker than having to scroll up and actually look for this transaction. Okay, so just a little FYI, there is definitely another easier way to look up this information.
Leah,
Okay, yes.
can you explain again what just happened with customer A?
So customer A, they just paid, right? They in the original first transaction that happened was they owed us money. They decided to say, hey, you know what? Can I pay you later? And they charged it on an account that we've created for them. And we said, you know what? Sure. And because you're going to be on an accounts payable, I'm going to throw in another incentive for you to pay earlier, right? I'll throw in another additional 10%. But in this case, customer A, I guess, either forgot, but they came into the store and was like, you know what? I remembered. I'm going to pay you now. I'm going to pay you in cash. So they paid me in cash for the money that they owe. So this is exactly why we're increasing cash because that's what we received. And we're decreasing, right, with a credit, the amount that they owe me. And in this case, I had to pull up customer A's file by searching through my transaction to verify how much does customer A owe me. And in this case, it was for the full $216.28.
I'm sorry, I was calculating the 50 mugs times the. My question was, we sold 20, but then we sold another 50. Okay, I got confused on that. So
Okay.
the May's 18, there are two cases there, two separate cases. One for Mr. A, and then the other one is another. Did we sell again to Mr. Customer A then?
No, because that
It just looks confusing, Lynette, if you look
Yeah.
on just two transactions on that same day. The
Yeah.
first transaction is the cash that customer A paid, then we did another transaction where we sold 50 mugs.
Yeah, because I was calculating already the 50 times 999. That's the
Yeah.
reason. Or how did you get the 200, whatever, the 216?
okay. So let's go ahead and look back at the transaction that happened for customer A. Customer A over here, right? They've only purchased 20 mugs.
20, yeah.
Okay. So this right here is what we're focusing only on because customer A decides to pay us for the amount that they owe. Regardless, we still have to record their transaction because they still owe us money and we give them 30 days to pay us back. So we're only focusing on just customer A. Okay? But you're saying on the same day there was a purchase for 50?
Yeah, so I thought that was related to Mr. A as well. So that's the reason why I was calculating the amounts and everything too, or subtracting.
Yeah.
different things.
Okay.
But those are two
That makes
different
sense.
papers.
Okay. I see what you mean. Okay, because I wrote for cash. Okay, so okay. Maybe next time I'll actually separate them so then you can tell what happened where. But okay, no worries. Okay, so now we left off of that customer A has paid us in cash already, so that transaction is now done. So now the next transaction is you sold 50 mugs at $90 for cash. So this is a completely separate transaction right here. So I see how you assumed that this was you sold it to customer A. No, in this case I'm being this is one transaction and this is a second transaction. So let's go ahead and calculate the second transaction. So you sold another 50 mugs at $9.99 for cash. So what is our journal here going to look like? Correct. And then in this case we are right here and we're on the same date, May 18th. Okay. This time we sold how many mugs? We sold 50 mugs. Cash sales of 50 mugs. Right. Now, what is my total sales here going to be? $499.50. All right. What is my sales tax going to be? $41.21. You said 49? 41.21. Perfect. And what is my total cash I'm going to be receiving?
540.71.
540.71 is correct. Okay, good. Now, what happened next on May 20th? We purchased another purchase on account. At this time, how much is it now? And yep. So now my cost per each cup is getting more and more expensive. So 400 at 280. All right. So what is my foundation here? What's my journal going to reflect? Accounts payable, yes, as a credit.
Purchase expense.
Yes. The key word is we made a purchase, correct? Yes, so purchase expense. And we're dealing with freight expense. All right, I'm going to scroll down here. So purchase expense, freight expense, and accounts payable. And this time we bought from Cuppies Co. We're gonna get a 5% discount if we pay within the first 15 days. If not, the full amount is due. And we purchased 400 mugs at $2.80. Okay, now this is where we can go into our inventory worksheet. All right, so let's go ahead and journalize this. So on the May 20th, we purchased 400 items at 280. There you go. Now, how much is going to be my total purchase price?
1,120.
1,120. Yes. And how much was my freight? 80? $80. Okay. $80. So what is my total purchase price? Total cost. 12. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. No. Yeah, there you go. 1,200. Good. What is my cost per item?
Three.
$3. Three even.
$3 even. Cool. All right. Now let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and journalize that. So we got 1220 plus 80. Oh, journal. So here our total purchase price here was 1120, right? Our freight was $80, which gave us a grand total of 1,200. Good. All right. All right. So what happened next?
30 mugs. Another 30 mugs were sold.
Yes, another 30 mugs sold for cash.
For cash.
All right. I put inventory. I mean my journal. So I'm going to journalize what? Mm-hmm.
Sales tax. Same as
Cash. Mm-hmm. Cash, sales tax, and it's going to be for the same day. Cash, sales, and sales tax payable. So how much did I sell? I sold on May 20th. I sold how many mugs? 30.
$299.70. Oh wait, on the sales it will be $299.70.
Yes. And my tax?
24.7.
24.73. Okay. And then what is my total cash I'm going to be receiving?
324.43.
324 and 43 cents. Good. And I'm going to go ahead and indicate in my description that I had cash sales of 30 mugs. All right. All right. So we have a few more transactions left to go, and all right, we're still good on time. All right. So number 20. So on 22, May 22nd, customer B pays in full with cash. Okay. So let's look at the scenario. When did customer B make a purchase?
512.
512. Okay, so customer B made a purchase of there. Now, did he meet our discount period?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he did. He was on the same day. So now we need to calculate what we offered him, which was a 10% discount off of his full amount that he paid. So let's go ahead and go back up to transaction here. So we know that we sold 60 mugs to him for $9.99 each, right? And with our sales tax and everything included, right? We got a grand total of, let me see, let's go pull up our information here. So the 12 here, we have a grand total of $648.85. Now, before we even keep going, what happened? What happened a couple days later?
He returned 30 mugs.
He returned half of his mugs. So therefore, he returned half of his money. So we're going to need to calculate on this side what the $648.85 was, subtract the $324.53, and what do we get?
What was that again? 600, how much? I'm sorry.
$648.85, and we're going to subtract the amount that he returned, which was for $324.43.
43.
But hold on, this is 5 cents. I'm sorry, I meant not 5 cents. It's 85, and we subtract 43.
Oh, 324.42.
Yes, 324.42. But what number can we actually take the discount off of?
The 299.70.
299.70 is the only thing that we can take the 10% off, right? So let's go ahead and solve for that discount for 299.70.
29.97.
29.97. So let's go ahead and lay down our foundation. So what accounts should we expect to see?
Cash.
Okay, hold on. For 522. So we're expecting to see cash, right? Because that's what he said, he paid us in cash. What else are we going to be expecting to see?
Sales
Sales
discount.
Sales discount, right? Because he met the discount period. Good. And then what else should we see here?
Accounts receivable.
Okay. Accounts receivable. But what else? What's that last thing that we have to also include?
Sales tax payable.
The sales tax payable. That's right. Because we were returning a certain amount of money, we also have to give back the money that he paid in for the tax. Okay. So here, let me see, my cash account is 102. My sales discount. What is my sales discount account?
405.
405. My sales tax payable is 230, and my accounts receivable is 103. So we know that at least in grand total he owes us $324.42. Is that correct? All right. Now we've calculated the discounted amount, which is the 10% off of the original amount, which was for the 10 cups. So 10 times 10%, so $29.97. Now, because we have to discount this amount, how much out of that amount is actually taxed that we need to take out?
22.25.
$22.25. Wait, let me do that again.
Wait, what did you? Oh, you're just doing it off of the. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, so we're gonna take just only off the $29.97 because that's how much we're discounting off, right? That's the amount that he's not paying. So we need to take that away off of what he actually owes. So here I get
2.47.
yes, and we're going to round down because it's the number after that is a 2. So now that I have this, so this is going to be taken off the amount that he owes us, right? Because he's at the store and he's giving us cash, at least right then and there we could be like, wait, give me a second. You meet the discount period. Let me give you back your discount that you received and the tax on top of that. So what is he really paying us? He's going to pay us this amount, right? Minus the discount, minus the tax. And what did you say?
91.98.
Yes. $291.98 should be the amount that you're actually receiving out of the total amount that he actually owed us. Because he reached the discount, so we need to validate his discount, but also give him the money back that he paid into tax or owes for tax. Okay, so in this case, we're supposed to get a grand total of $291.98. All right, and here I'm going to indicate that customer B has paid in full. Customer B has paid in full. And then comma, I'm going to say he met the 10% discount. All right. Okay, any questions into this specific portion here on sales discounts when we give in terms?
Not from my end.
Okay, so let's go ahead and continue our scenario. So here we're going to be looking at, we're still on the 22nd, correct? We sold another 15 mugs for cash. So we're going to journalize what? We're going to journalize our cash sales here. Correct. And this is for the same date, May 22nd. And this time, how many mugs are we actually selling? 15 mugs. Okay, so good. So my total amount of sales is going to be $149.85, and our total tax is going to be $12.36. And because it's a big number, the number after the 6 is a 2, so therefore we only charge 36 cents. Okay, we leave it the way it is. Okay, so the total amount of cash that we're receiving is going to be, yes, 162.21. And here we reach the end of our second journal page. So now we're going to be moving on to the third journal page here. Okay. And here on May 25th, okay, you have a sale for Memorial Day. Yay! All mugs are 30% off discount. So now on that day, you sold a total of 175 mugs for cash. All right. So how do we journalize this one this time?
Is this gonna be at the $9.99? I mean, I know most of them have, but it just says.
Yes, when we calculate our sales, it's going to be based off the original price. And the original price that we've been selling our mugs was $9.99, right?
Yeah,
So the
I was just
discount,
because it didn't say it right there, so I was just making sure.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
This would be cash, and then we would do sales discount, sales tax.
Okay, so we do cash, yes. We do sales discount, but we do not need to do sales tax payable because no one has paid into their tax yet. Okay, we're going to take the discount first before we charge the tax. Yes? Okay. So what else are we going to be encountering when we're dealing with this? This time it's an in-store sale. So no one has paid into their sales tax just yet. We still have to figure out what the sales is, take the discount off, and then apply the tax. So in this case, yes, you can do for the full amount, but then you're doing double work when you can just only charge tax one time. So what else accounts are you going to be having here?
Sales.
Yes,
Sales
sales.
discount.
It's sales, okay, but not sales discount because sales discount is already above there.
But I'm saying, and sales as well. Can we do a sales account?
This is just a sales account? Yes, but there's one more thing that we need to include. Sales tax, right. We need to charge the sales tax payable. All right. So sales was 405 and sales tax payable was 230. Or was this 401? I think this is 401. Let me look up here. Sales discount is 405. Okay, not 406. 405. Okay. So sales discount's 405. The sales is 401 and the sales tax payable is 230. Okay? So here we sold a grand total of 175 mugs. Right? Okay? So we sold a whole total of 175 mugs. So what is my total sales at the regular price?
1748.
1,000.
$1,748.25. Now, because this is a store-wide discount, right? It's going to be applied. This, what was it? 30% is going to be a discount off of the entire store. So in this case, we're going to calculate 30% off of the total amount of items we sold at regular price. And what is that going to be?
2448.
Yes, 524.48 because it's the ending is a 5. We're going to increase it to 48. Good. All right. Now, based off of this amount, are you truly selling $1,748?
No.
No. You're selling exactly. You're selling this amount minus your discount, right? And you're going to get this amount and you're going to multiply it by the tax after that. I did something in my formula that did not go through. So this, right? This minus this. 196 cents. All right, so I'm only taking tax. I'm only calculating tax based off of the amount that I actually am selling, which in this case I'm selling about what, $600. Actually, no. Let me see. I'll calculate it on the side here. We're only charging tax based off of $1,223. Okay, so instead of doing the full 17, we're only taking the amount that we actually are selling, which is $1,200. In this case, I got my sales tax is going to be $196. Okay, so what is the total amount of cash I'm actually going to be receiving?
1324.73.
1324.73. Let me go on. So let's do this plus this, subtract this, and see what we get. 1324.70. I have 74. Let's double check that. 4 plus 8 is 2. 5 plus 6 is 11. So yes, I have. It should be 1324. Did you say 73? Julie?
I said 3, but
Yes, because our journals have to match.
yeah.
So here, let me double check this to equal my debits to see if they match my credits. So in this case, now they do match. It is for 1841.21. So this has to be 73. So we have to round down. So in this case, when we added the tax together with this, it rounded up in its number up here. So we need to round down. So it's 73. Okay. All right. Good. Now I'm going to go ahead and indicate here. Store, I'm going to write Memorial Day sale. 30% discount. All right, let me see if we're still good on time. All right, it's 11:30. We have only a couple transactions left. So let's go ahead and continue on because you only have 2 more transactions. Okay, so on the 28th of May, what happened here?
Customer C wants to buy all our black mugs.
Okay, right.
Black mugs.
All
And we
right.
offer 10%. Black ones.
Yes. We're going to assume that we're going to sell our black mugs just the same price as our regular brown mugs, right? Because we originally purchased a bunch of brown mugs. But remember that one incident where the vendor decided to ship us some black mugs. This customer came in and was like, "Do you have any other color?" And we say, "We do have black mugs." And they're like, "Perfect. I want to buy all the black mugs you have." And we're like, "Okay, we have 50 of them. Here they are." And because they're taking away inventory that we don't originally want, we're going to say, "You know what? I'm going to throw in an additional 10% because you're buying all of it." So in this case, this is what the scenario is, and he paid with a Visa credit card. Now let's go ahead and see what does that mean if he paid us with a Visa credit card.
It's cash.
It's cash, but is he giving us physical cash?
No.
Where does the credit card usually go?
Would it be checking?
It goes straight to checking. Correct. So, good. So in this case, we're going to recognize, so on the 28th of May, we're going to recognize that, yes, he did pay us. He paid us using his Visa credit card. So it's going to go straight to our checking. We need to recognize another thing. What else do we need to recognize?
Sales discount.
Yes, because we're personally giving him this discount. It's not an allowance. It's going to be a discount. Because he's not returning anything, we're offering this discount to him. All right, and what else do we need to recognize here?
Sales tax payable.
Sales and sales tax payable. Yes, right. We still need to charge him for the tax for it, even though we give him a discount. And I'm going to go ahead and say, sold 50 black mugs at 10% discount. Okay, so in this case, our number here is going to be, my checking is 101. My sales discount was 405. My sales was 401. And my tax was 230. So, by assuming that I am going to charge at full price at $9.99, how much was each cup? How much is the total amount of sales that we incurred? $4.99.50, right? We're still going to charge him at the regular price because all the other mugs, right? It's another day. It's not the same discount day. So here we're going to say that all of our mugs are on sale for the same price. But this time we decided to give him a 10% discount. So what is going to be my discounted amount? $49.95. All right, good. So how much tax am I actually going to be charging him this time?
$37.09.
3709 is correct. All right. And then, so how much cash is he actually going to be charging for? What's the 486.54 you said?
64.
64. Got it. All right. So, good. And that's how much he charged on his credit card. All right.
I'm sorry, how did you get a 486 again? I got a different figure, so.
Okay, so
199 minus 49.95, right?
we're supposed to add these two together and subtract the $49.
536.59 would be the total to wipe them both out.
Yes, if you were, yes. So, Lynette, what the easiest way to figure this out is to do your debits equals your credits.
Yeah. I understand that, but I was calculating it. It should the base from the tax payable. I calculated it at 499.50 minus 49.95, and then from that times the tax. No,
No, that's to multiply the
that's
tax.
two.
We're supposed to sales remains the same. So in this case, we're going to add $499.50 plus our $37.09, and we're going to use that as our base to determine how much this customer got charged for, and then you subtract the $49.95 to get a grand total of the $486. Okay, so that step that you just did was to solve for how much tax that this person is being charged for. Okay. All right, let's see what happened next. So here, after we've done that, May 30th, you paid all 3 bills that you owe to Cuppy's Co. all on one check. All right, check number 201. Now, we got to do some calculations on the side because we did a bunch of purchases. We also did a lot of returns. So let's go ahead and look at our inventory worksheet. Okay, so here we purchased on May 1st, right? $500 items at a grand total of $14.25. However, we also made a return of 15 mugs right here for $39.75. Okay, so here we know that this amount here is not true, right? And then the second basket we bought was $250, and my grand total was $737.50. But we tried to return it. They gave us a discount for $20.63. So here we need to do a little calculation on here. So in this case, our amounts that we have available, so go ahead and draw a little T chart, okay? Since we're paying off all 3 bills, right? Let's go ahead and look at all of our transactions here. Okay, so May 1st, our accounts payable is going to be for $14.25, right? $14.25, right? Then on the 5th, we decreased our accounts payable by $39.75. Okay? Then on what was it? May 10, we increased our, so yeah, May 8th, May 8th, we increased our accounts payable by another additional 737.50. All right. And then we attempted to return, but we got an allowance for $20.63. So we decreased our accounts payable by $20.63. And then I believe we bought our last batch down here, here on May 20th. So here we increased it again by $1,200. So my grand total that I owe for my accounts payable is going to be what?
3080. Well, okay. Are we putting the discount in yet?
Did we receive a discount?
Yeah,
For the
5%.
purchase?
Yes, we did. Okay, so now we also have to subtract the discount. Now, in this case, can we discount for the full $1,200?
Yes.
No,
No.
We didn't return anything on that one, did we?
only for the last batch.
For the last batch, okay? My question to you is, can we take a discount off the full $1,200?
Yes, we didn't return anything off of that one.
Okay.
It should be one
No,
month.
because there's freight.
Yes, there you go. Yes. So yeah, so I was trying to get at you for the full 1,200. No, only on the 1120.
120.
All right, and we're only receiving a 5% discount, correct?
56. Yeah, 5%.
It's only 5%. So
Okay.
we're not returning anything, but we are getting a discount off of the 1120, right? 1120 times 0.5% is going to be for $56. Okay. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so we don't owe that much amount anymore. So what is my total grand of accounts payable I have to pay?
32, 45, 87.
32.45.87.
Yes.
I got
Okay.
3246.12, but
I did too. I got 42. I got 32.46.12. So I'm just making sure that everyone else tries to calculate this as well. All right. All right.
I got
So-
32.46.12.
All right. We got two people with 32.46.12. And this is on May 3rd. Okay.
I'd rather be honest, because you were adding all those accounts payable, right?
Yes, I was adding up all my accounts payable. When we go into our fictitious business, we don't need to actually physically do this because we be able to look at our accounts payable by pulling up our ledger. Remember our ledger? Our ledger is going to always give us a running balance. It's going to let us know every time we do a increase or a decrease. And in this case, I'm not in the business of showing you the ledger just yet. I just want you to understand what the transaction is. So in this case, we do need do a little brain power, and this time we're combining all of our receipts together, and then we're making sure that we also calculate the amount that we took it out. So in this case, I got 32.46.12.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, so Tennyson confirmed with me. Now, what are going to be my accounts that I am actually going to have?
Excuse me. I
Yes.
got 33.62.50 for the AP. I'm lost somewhere.
Okay. You got, I'm sorry, what did you say? 32?
32, 3362.50, and I added 1425, 737.50, and 1200.
3362.50 is the first number before anything is deducted from
Yes.
the very
So
first number.
now remember, what happened to the last batch? You said you added 1200.
Yes.
Okay, remember, because we met the discount period, we have to take out an additional 5%.
Okay, got it.
Okay? So therefore, we need to subtract the 5% from the 12, which we've already calculated here in our inventory, right? That there's $56 that you need to subtract from the original amount.
Okay.
Okay? So let's go ahead and what journals should we expect to see?
Checking,
Checking, yes, that's one of them.
accounts payable,
Accounts payable, because we're paying off what we owe. So therefore, we need to decrease our accounts payable. Okay? What else are we going to incur?
Purchase discount.
Purchase discounts, good. Purchase discounts. And then we have our checking here. All right? So what account number is my purchase discount for? 555, and my checking is 101. All right? So grand total of how much I owe was $32.46.12. We have to add our $56 that we got discounted for. So our grand total is going to be this much amount, $33.02.12. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and say to Cuppies Co. Right, and what was the check number I'm using? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and indicate. So I'm gonna indicate that I paid with check number 201. All right.
And,
Yes.
just to clarify on the discounts, we would
Yes.
the complete total with the discounts we got along the way. We would only use the one that we got for paying early.
Okay, so the first batch, what was my discount? What was the discount period?
Well, okay, so I'm not talking about that. I'm meaning like because we returned 15, so it lowered it 39.75.
But we didn't return anything for the last batch.
No, I know. That's not what I meant. When I just said it out loud, I figured out we already.
Okay.
That's fine. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Just making sure that you're clear and understanding. All right, no, we're since there's really no purpose to have to include like a bunch of other accounts. You don't have to do it one at a time. You can pay one at of a time if you choose to do so. But in this case, I want to make sure that I want to try to see how complex we can go. So in this case, I said, you know what, let's just pay all of it at once. Now, that does give us brain power because we do need to calculate each invoice that we've had looked at, right? We need to look at each batch that we bought. So first batch, we bought, but we made a return. Second batch, we bought, we made a return. Third batch, we didn't make a return, but we also made the discount period. So that's combining a lot of complex ideas into one. So in this case, that's why, T accounts is helpful. But in this case, like I said, this isn't us. We're not going to learn the ledger just yet. I want to wait till we get to the fictitious business to understand the ledger. In this case, we just are solving it one step at a time. We recognize that the accounts payable has increased, we recognize the accounts payable has decreased. Increase, decrease, increase, and then decrease again. So, yes. And we've come to the conclusion that 3246.12 is going to be our grand total of accounts payable because we need to take the discount that we got for the purchases for the third batch because we paid it on time or we paid it within the pay period within 15 days and we actually should receive that 5% discount. All right. Yes, a lot of brain power for this exact journal, but we made it through and this is what we got. All right. Now that it is coming up 10 minutes left in class, let's go ahead and just wrap this up and finish up the last portion here, which is calculating your ending inventory. So here you have 700 units on hand. All right. So I'm going to go to my inventory worksheet and indicate that I have 700 units on hand. All right. Now let's go ahead and calculate our totals here. And what do we get here? All right, I get 1150. And then keep calculating the rest. 30. Did I make a typo in here? 685, 687.50 plus 1 plus 1120. So I got 3,132.50 for your total purchases. Okay, and then we added up our total freight. So 100 plus 50 is 150 plus 80 is 230. Okay, so here are my total values here. So let's go ahead and plug in our numbers here. So we have a total of 1150 items available, which cost us $31.32.50. Right? Did we have any returns and allowances? And yes, we did. So we're going to go ahead and come here and we're going to calculate the totals of my purchase returns and allowances. Okay, and what do I get for my total purchase returns and allowances as well as discounts? What is my total here? 116.38. So I'm going to take this number and I'm going to transfer it over here. So here we returned a total of 15 items. Okay, here and that total amount was for the 116.38. Okay, and then here my subtotal is going to be 1145.
No. That's only 5 subtracted. 1150 minus 15, 35, 1135.
Okay, and then we go ahead and subtract this total here, and we get how much?
16.12.
And then we're going to go ahead and add our freight in. So freight has no effect on the quantity, but we have to add our 230.
32.46.16.
Okay, 32.40.16 you said. 16?
No, that should be 12.
Okay.
12.
No worries. Okay, so of course we have no beginning inventory. So that's going to be 0. So that means this number here is going to be pulled from the top, which in the end is going to equal the same amount. All right. So here our total goods is going to be 1135 items at equaling 3,024 612. Okay. Now that we have 700 items on hand, what is our total cost of goods sold? How many items do we actually sell? 435 is correct. Right? Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up here that my grand total that I need to have needs to be I need to sell 435 items. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this number matches. Okay. So what rule or what costing method are we going to be solving for? LIFO. So what batch do I start first?
Last batch, 200.
Last batch of 400. Now this batch of 400 was discounted,
Yes.
right? So now we need to calculate this new number. So we're going to take our 1200 and we're going to minus the discount because the value of it is no longer 1200. It's actually for this amount. Okay. I don't think I did that one right. Is that right? 1144? All right. But let's look at our batch. We need to sell 435. Our batch here is exactly 400. So do we need to take all of it or take less? Or some of it? All of it. So there's no point to actually have to take an additional step to calculate the cost per item here. All right? But, however, which batch are we going to be taking out next? Yes, on the 8th for 250. Now, in this case, do we have all 250?
Yes.
Yes, we do. But we are discounted. So we're going to take our 737 and subtract out our discount here for our $20.63. All right. And here I get a grand total of $716.87. And I'm going to go ahead and just solve for my cost per item. Okay. So I get this mumbo jumbo here. Because are we taking all 250 items?
No.
How many are we taking out?
35.
Just only 35. So here I'm going to go ahead and multiply them across since I found my new cost per item. It's going to be giving me $100.36, which in grand total, if I pull my formula across, if I add those two numbers together, I should get 1144. So 1244.36, which is what is displayed down here. All right. Oops, one more. So 1244.36. And in this case, if my answer here is 1244.36, what is my total ending balance?
2001.76.
2001.76. Good. Now that we're running a little out of time, so if you can spare me 2 more minutes, I'd like for you guys to go ahead and enter this in your journal to complete your conversion entry. Okay, so here on May 30th, what are we going to recognize? What are we going to recognize?
Inventory.
Inventory. But what kind of inventory?
Mugs.
Mugs. Yes, Tennyson, mugs. We're focused on mugs this time. All right. And then, actually, yeah, we'll just leave it at mugs. What else do we need to recognize?
Cost
Cost
of
of
goods
goods.
sold.
Yes, cost of goods sold. What else do we need to also recognize?
Purchase expense.
Okay.
Purchase returns and allowances.
Purchase returns and allowances first. Yes. Because we made a lot of purchase returns and allowances in there. And allowances. All right. What else do we need to also include? Actually, no, now we can go ahead and do our purchase expense.
Right.
Hello?
Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, so purchase expense. Okay, so purchase expense. And then freight expense. Okay? And then what else do we need to incur?
Oh, ending inventory.
We have ending inventory, it's the
Or,
first thing.
beginning, right? Wait,
Did we have beginning inventory?
we didn't this time, but we do now
We do have an ending.
for the next
Hold
time.
on. Okay, that's fine.
Purchase discounts.
That's what I'm thinking too, because purchase discounts is up here. But what I'm actually thinking is purchase discounts is actually a contra account. It's not supposed to be debited. It's actually supposed to be credited. Oh wait, that's sales discount. Let me look for it. Purchase discounts. Yeah, purchase discounts is supposed to be a credit, not supposed to be a debit, because it's a contra account. So in this case, it's supposed to be right here under purchase, before purchase expense. So let me review this information real quick. Accounts payable, okay. So accounts payable is supposed to be actually for 3303302712, right? And we're gonna have the purchase discounts here because we don't owe more money, we're gonna owe less money. That is what we're supposed to be paying. We're supposed to owe more money, but in this, because we took a purchase discounts, therefore we need to pay less money. It doesn't make sense that we have to owe more money. Or I'm sorry, in this case, we didn't owe more money. We just ended up paying the same amount. But in this case, we're supposed to pay less than what we were supposed to owe. So then the purchase discounts would be a credit here. Okay. It would be the correct way of looking at it. So this is going to be what it's supposed to look like. And then that's why we need to include here the purchase discounts here. Actually, not here. We put the purchase discounts up here because up there it's a debit and it's supposed to be a credit. And in this case, purchase discounts is for sure a contra account. It's supposed to lower your purchase expense or decrease your purchase expense. So it has to look like this. So that's what I was thinking as well too, because we had the purchase discounts. So this is actually the correct way to doing it. So this kind of went over my head. But okay, so let's go ahead and solve for the rest of the equation here. How many mugs am I putting into my in my inventory? What's my ending balance?
700.
For the 700, but what is the value of it? 2,176. 2,176. And then my cost of goods sold is 1244.36. My purchase returns and allowances, okay, minus the discount.
6038.
6038. Okay. So 6038. And then my purchase discounts was for $56. And then what is my total purchase? My total purchases.
31,
Got your
32.
32.50. 31.32.50. And my total freight expense is going to be
230.
230. And then let's go ahead and confirm that our accounting is correct by adding up our total debits with our total credits. And they match evenly. Okay, so yes. So this one went over my head to credit a purchase discounts, not a debit for purchase discounts. And we owe more money instead of paying more money. So that was, yes. All right, so here we confirmed that both of our sides match, and this is exactly how it's supposed to be, right? We got our total purchases, our discounts reduce our purchases, and our returns and allowances reduces our purchases. Well, that is it. Thank you for your extra time for today. Your extra 5 minutes, 6 minutes. If you have any other extra questions in regards to this,
And we save that? Will that be saved? So,
yes, I have the answers already posted. They will be posted. Yes, I already have the answers.
the post, so can practice more on that.
Oh, for the video?